I'm Julie Cerny of Methodist Health System, and I've been talking with Dick and Vicki Siebels of Shenandoah, Iowa, about Dick's unexpected diagnosis and remarkable medical treatment, even though Dick is the first to admit that he's not a fan of doctors or hospitals.
And I'm not one to go to the doctor. I don't go on a regular basis. The only time I go is if there's something wrong.
I tried to get him to go to the doctor, but he was just so stubborn. I don't really think he realized that it was that, that he was getting filled up with the fluid.
I just thought, well, I'm getting older. As older people get heavier. I never dreamt there was anything wrong.
Dick wanted to believe that any past health problems had been solved by an angioplasty that cleared a heart blockage in 1998. His cardiologist, Dr. Randall Castling, director of the Methodist Hospital Cath Lab, explains.
I took care of him back in the 90s, and he is probably not your ideal patient.
I never changed my eating habits or anything back then. Steak, potatoes, and gravy, and all the good stuff.
He had avoided any care for a long time and avoided treating the symptoms for a long time, so
I knew something was wrong, that when I couldn't walk from here out to the mailbox out at the roads or even back and forth to the garage, and I'd have to stop, lean up against something and get my breath and then go at it again. And
the explanation for Dick's symptoms came after a thorough assessment by Dr. Castling and the cardiovascular care team at Methodist Hospital.
Yeah, they call it congestive heart failure, which didn't mean a whole lot to me.
They explained enough to make me realize that, yes, this is very serious.
In his case, heart failure was a problem where his heart muscle, the main pumping chamber of the left ventricle, was not pumping adequately enough.
I was very concerned. I was very worried about his health.
Untreated, there's a very high likelihood he would have died within the year.
As part of Dick's treatment, Dr. Castling recommended using an aquapheresis machine to remove the extra fluid that was overtaxing Dick's weakened heart. This was the first inpatient aquapheresis performed in the state of Nebraska.
Castling kind of explained it to me. He said it's just kind of like taking your car to a garage and getting the oil changed with the motor running.
It allowed us to get a lot of fluid off in a very short period of time. He lost 6 liters of fluid overnight with the aquapheresis, which is a huge amount of fluid that he was carrying around, and that was the reason for his symptoms. So,
and I watched the whole process. Had a catheter to my heart. The blood would come out and go through that machine, and the fluid would drop in a bag, and the blood would come back, and it was amazing.
There by Dick's side was a member of the care team who made quite an impression on the Siebels, cardiac nurse Ron Salisbury.
Ron is a big, jovial guy, and he likes to interact and tell stories. He's kind of like a big teddy bear.
Yep, remember Dick very well. First aquafiltration patient that we have ever had. Very unique gentleman, had a good time, and got along with him very well. He
was funny. He could keep you smiling and laughing. He always had a little joke to tell you.
That made my stay a lot less stressful, because him and I had a lot in common.
There are different ways of explaining to individuals about their situations. Mechanical guys, I'll tell them, it's similar to an engine. You've been out hot rodding around, you just threw a rod, we're going to rebuild your motor and send you back out and just kind of take it easy, not stepping on the gas pedal as much at the street light.
The return rate for people with heart failure is very high, and most of it's because of compliance problems with the medications or not understanding what they need to do.
Methodist has the people and programs to treat, educate, and empower heart failure patients like Dick.
The important things for the patient are to watch the salt that they take in, watch the fluid that they take in, and make sure that their blood pressure is very well controlled, that they take their medicines when they're supposed to, and not forget doses, that they work on getting to an ideal body weight so they lose that extra fat so that heart doesn't have to work as hard, that they make sure that they take care of themselves with regular exercise. Those are all very important factors to keeping the heart failure in check.
It's all about lifestyle. So I go to the grocery store and grab my shopping cart, and the first thing I was doing is reading every label that everything I picked up. And I never ever thought there'd be the day that I'd watch what I ate.
Dick has been very compliant, and it has made a big difference. I've heard he's gone on a cruise, which sounds like from his wife would have never happened, and he's done a few other things that he used to do, so it has made a quality of life more enjoyable.
He's turned back the clock a lot with this, and he's much more of a model citizen now.
The hospital people and the doctors and the new machine helped him a lot. So I'm really thankful.
I guess I didn't ever think it was going to happen to me, but yeah, it can happen to anybody.
I'm Julie Cerny, and this has been Heart to Heart. To learn more about cardiovascular care at Methodist Health System, visit us at bestcare.org.